Good morning, gardening friends. I'm Lark and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5, for Tea Time Tuesday. Do you ever grab another type of herbal tea? Anything new that you guys are trying? Let me know. And for those of you who smile every time I say and start out saying, Lark from Wisconsin, Zone 5, I know it's silly, but for the people who have short-term memory loss or just memory loss like myself sometimes, I wish more people would remind me where their zone is, because it does make a difference. When I watch you southern gardeners, I don't always know it's from the south unless you have a strong accent, and then I can't grow everything you grow. So I do it so people who do watch my videos will know if it pertains to their growing area. Oh boy, Japanese beetle time. Can you see that? I haven't been real good about checking these, and it's up awfully high, so I have to shake the plant and have them go on something lower where I can squish them. Okay, what's new this week? You can see my hydrangeas are still growing. I got one bloom. I don't know if it'll bloom anymore, but mostly it's the foliage we're after here to hide that trailer. And from the deck, it's doing a pretty good job for its first year. Feverfew is starting to set seed, and I will let some of it set seed, drying up, and then others I'm going to deadhead so I get a longer bloom. So I have some deadheading to do. We have gotten strong storms here. Hail, and you can see it damaged some of the plants. Yep, chop and drop. That's what I do. Unless it's something going to seed and I don't want it in the garden. Bee balm still going strong. Pretty spidery looking daylily. I had some phlox given to me by a friend, and it's supposed to be blue. It kind of looks blue on camera, I guess. I think the bunnies are eating it though. Oh, sea holly. That's starting to bloom. Can you see that spiky plant? Little spiky. If I was to plant it over, I'd go with the bigger sea holly. It has a bigger spike on it. This is a littler one. Littler meaning in size of flower, not the height, because it gets about 3-4 foot. This is one of the smaller daylilies. And yes, I try to deadhead my daylilies daily. And if I want them to look good in the morning, then I deadhead before I go to bed. I take off all the blooms at night and I drop them around the plant, around the base of the plant. I wouldn't do that if I was having some major garden tour, but it helps feed the plant, so I do it. And notice how the dark daylily, now the sun isn't out too much right now, but the darker daylilies look good in part shade. In sun, they seem to get washed out looking. The white David phlox is doing exactly what it should, brightening up that area that gets only a little morning sun there. And the trumpet vine tree, which I really badly have to work on. Kathy, there's your daddy's daylily. Thank you. I think of you in my childhood. what I mean I have to work on that trumpet vine tree is that the spines of that patio umbrella broke a couple years ago, and I haven't gotten another patio umbrella since. So I'm propping it up with twigs, or saplings really. We have gotten a lot of rain here. Tremendous amount of rain and flooding. My granddaughters are staying with me for 3 days, and they were really bummed because they wanted me to take a video of them down by the creek where it's flooded. And I did, and I went to post it, and here I deleted it. And now it's receded, so you can't see how deep it was down there. That's a miniature one too. Real pretty grape color, or burgundy purple. I can see my smoke bush got damage back there too. To go back and trim it a little. I mean, really hard hail. I didn't get up. It was the middle of the night and see how big it was. But it was loud enough to wake me. I wish I spent more time in the garden, but I haven't been. Honeybees, thank you. I do deadhead the rose campion at least every few days. Liatris is starting to set its flower. It's very hard for me to see what I'm getting here with the sun on my screen. Of course, the fleabane is still giving me that nice white in the garden, and I need to deadhead or cut back some of it, so maybe I'll get a bloom later. Another little miniature. There are several along the path here, or up front, that are fragrant. And I'm sorry I don't know the name. I see I have a grasshopper problem. Oh, sorry. White cone flowers. White phlox. The fuchsia phlox will be blooming soon. Lady's mantle. Now this could be cut back now. I haven't taken the time to do it yet, but it would look a lot better in a couple weeks if I did. So maybe my mom will come over and do it for me. Another pretty little miniature. When I say miniature, it's probably about, what, 3 inches, 4 inches across. Oh, I don't see much damage on that hosta back there. The trees down here shelter from the hail, so it's not too bad. Same thing down here this week, except the hostas are blooming more. I guess I can show you that. I do like the flowers off, but I haven't taken the time. Blue angels back there. Oh, I hear a horsefly going around me here. That is gold standard with the blue-green edge. And then this is golden scepter. Golden scepter now does not like any sun. It's thin-leafed, and it'll burn if it gets too much sun, especially afternoon. Those are Aunt Beverly's hostas, so I don't know the name of them. Lance Corporal. You know I told you I like that one. And Summon Substance way in the back there. And I don't know what the one in front of it is. That one is a green with a gold edge, where the gold standard is gold with a green edge. So I like playing with colors of leaves. Not so much the name, but the color of the leaf. I should walk quicker, talk less. Balloon flower. Gloriosa's still giving me some color, and we'll need deadheading soon. Probably, you know, I come to think of it, after the Gloriosas are past their prime, then the Black-Eyed Susans are starting. So, and then when the Black-Eyed Susans are done, if I deadhead this Gloriosa, it will start blooming after the Black-Eyed Susans are done. So succession blooming. And that's through deadheading and cutting back. Oh, you can see I forgot to deadhead that one. But tucking it in, the spent blooms, is so good for the soil. So think about doing it, especially where you know people aren't going to view it. Allium. I'm going to be cutting that out from that rock and trying to get out some of it so it doesn't get so big next year. That spiderwort. The blue is pretty there, but I just don't want a big plant. And I know I won't get the whole root. I never do. Heliopsis is another one. If you keep deadheading, it's going to keep blooming for you. Yuccas are done, so I want to cut the stalk down on those. Now my daylilies are early, mid, and late season, so some will be blooming a little later. But most of them will bloom soon, or now. Little hawkweed reblooming. But you want to deadhead it, or it's going to get those little, like, puffy seed pods on it, and it'll go all over. Lots of buds coming on. Now, I don't know if I cut back butterfly weed if it'll bloom longer. It might. I should try it. If I look close at the stem, let's look and see if anything's coming from. No, I don't see any little buds coming up the stem. Tick seed does not rebloom for me, but I cut it back. I give it a haircut. Low, probably about 10 inches high. Another little miniature. But look at all the buds that are on there. And if I fertilized, I'd probably even get more. But I'm kind of counting on just chop and drop to fertilize. You could throw 10-10-10 down. I've broadcasted that in years past. Now with the Veronicas and the sages, if you deadhead them, this is red fox, they'll bloom again for you. But usually my foliage starts looking so yucky that I haven't been taking the time to deadhead them. Here is some lupine going to seed, and I left it right here because I wanted to scatter the seed in this area. These got so knocked around by the wind. We had a strong north wind. They just got beat up so bad. So I'll cut it back, and it should look prettier later. That's coming out, I told you it last week. It's too tall up near the front, but we'll let it bloom now. Pretty, lots of buds. Okay, this is that new area I showed you. I brought up dug up the oregano and put it in the coral bells and some iris back there. It won't look too pretty this year. Then I'll let the ground covers grow around it. I think I might put this ground cover, Angelina, I think, around those coral bells and dig out this sedum. I think I might do that. See how nicely the perilla makes a ground cover around those daylilies? Burgundy leaf on the bottom there. That's an annual here. Perilla. And again, this is a semi-shade area, so those daylilies look pretty in the afternoon also. Remember when I chopped down all of this Jacob's ladder, short Jacob's ladder? Look at it come back. Nice clean foliage. Slugs on hostas, and that's due to all the rain we have gotten. It's nice. So nice. Bloom flowers. See, I like red in the garden as much as I like orange. Now these peachy colors, you know I'm not real big on pastels, so this peachy color I like because in the shade, part shade, it looks good. That peach color does not get washed out. So that's a good spot for it. And as this maple tree gets larger behind me, it's going to get more shade. So you kind of saw the bog garden down when I did that video yesterday with my granddaughters and harvesting beets, and I just loved listening to Addison, how she's learning about and concerned about Mother Earth. So a lot of feverfew down here, or over here. And I'm going to spread that feverfew. See that bare area back there? That's going to get spread with feverfew. And it also is spread with, I put seed a couple weeks ago from the celandine poppy. So it'll bloom yellow back there early in the season, and then later it'll bloom white. And then later than the feverfew will be the great blue lobelia in my bare spots back there. Great blue lobelia blooms later, and also tall if you want it tall. Just don't cut it back. First year here, but I buried my kitchen waste greens all around these plants, the hostas and the daylilies, last fall and early spring. And my husband gets to view this from his office. It's a pretty view, or will be even prettier. Then the trellis with the beans growing up them. Scarlet runner bean, pretty and edible. Okay, how much time do I have left here? About 8 minutes. So again, the hydrangeas are filling in. We're going to cover this wood pile up. Black-eyed Susans will be blooming after this array of flowers, bee balm and gloriosa daisies and fleabane. It will be blooming later, black-eyed Susans. And this feathery foliage is in the aster family, and I think it's white. So that will be my white over here later. Okay, succession planting is being done in my garden right now. Here's my dill going to seed. I have some small dill growing down in the bog, and then I just planted at empty spots here and put chicken wire around so the chipmunks don't get in there. More dill. Peppers, oh, they got beat up a bit with the hail, but they'll survive. They got new growth coming. And I've been spraying them with soapy water and a little cayenne pepper in there because there's something eating them also. My new planting, where the blue string is, of peas. And I will put saplings on that planting area so the peas can grow up it. And I put it on the south side of these gardens here so it really doesn't shade the peppers. Holy Basil, I had one picking of that already, drying it. Holy Basil tea every day. Malabar spinach, I am going to be twigging that towards, you know, with a sapling also, so it grows up it. Spearmint, where are we, spearmint? Right there. Sage, new planting of sage because I lost it this last year from seed. Oregano, barely came back. Peppermint. Kale, some Swiss chard back there. My cucumbers really got beat up from the hail. You see the holes in the leaves? So far I haven't had trouble up here with a cucumber beetle. Anything else in here of interest? There's broccoli back there, kale, more dill. Little feverfew with the carrots. Calendula. This was all underwater here. It was flowing because that's incline. And so this is kind of like a swale. So it goes towards this garden here and probably does it a lot of good. That's what I hoped when I slanted it towards the garden. Onions got smashed. Pulled out my garlic. Didn't show you garlic harvest. I have a shade cloth in there because now after this video I will cover up my new plantings and transplantings of kale, Swiss chard, spinach is in there, some lettuce, some radish for later. So I will, it was overcast so I took the shade cloth off. Beans, those are Vortex beans. See my cuke? I don't know if I'm aiming and I can't see. But it makes easy picking, guys, for me, okay? Very easy on this chicken wire. So that cucumber will be my first. This here, wow, I think I put 3 plants in here, and it seems like, you know, they're really aggressive. Wow. Chives. Oh, I better get that chive flower, or I'm going to have it all over. These are the Vortex. Nice size bean. Stringless. Nice and tender. Tomatoes. They're doing good. Sorry if I'm off target, because I cannot see too good. Now, I do not take off my leaves until I see them getting blight. And the reason I do that is tomatoes really can get sunburn. So I leave a lot of the suckers and the leaves on until they show signs of poor air circulation. That's more damage by the hail. Poor air circulation or blight. I do take the lower leaves off so they don't touch the ground. There's parsley in there, calendula, Japanese red mustard going to seed. I also use pantyhose to help support the suckers that are coming off the edge, the side of the, and this has a lot of give to it. So as the weight of the tomatoes are on it, it still can support it without choking off the tomato branch. So today I will take off this slower leaf right here. Okay, it seems like my brandy wine is the most susceptible to early blight. So I will be taking those leaves off, and I bet they're going to be taken off at a more rapid pace. Cilantro going to seed, and I eat the flowers, so they're yummy yet. Pea pods, sugar snap are my favorite. They're tender and sweet. I tried Sugar Daddy, and I had told Carol Jean, because she grew them also, that mine were tough. Not a tall vine like these here, are probably over 7 foot. And I pulled my Sugar Daddy. It was a waste. Some more basil down below. Some more kale with hail damage. And raspberries. My granddaughters just picked this morning. They can eat whatever they want at the time or save them for later. More calendula, amaranth, and my asparagus patch. Now, I've been starting to put layers of grass clippings in all my beds. And worm poop as I have it. But I pretty much use my worm poop when I am doing this succession planting. So that's it, my gardening friends. Remember this spring when I really whack these back and the mother plant and put the tops. I cut these down, and then the tops I put, there's one here, and then the others I put over here. And they root quite easily. Just don't overwater them, and they certainly don't like all the rain. But everything else likes the rain. My lab